And we're here doing another one of these. Motherfucker.
Hi folks, I'm Crispy.
I'm F.
We're here doing another episode. This time we've got an Imperial Stout. I know we've already done a couple of these, but this one actually got recommended to us from the new location that we started going to, and they seem to have a better grasp on beer, so this is probably going to be the new location for us. The one we're doing today is 10 Fidy, and I am not screwing with that name at all. That is actually how it's spelled on the can. You guys will see.
Yes, 10 Fidy. F-I-D-Y. Fidy. Fantastic little single batch brew that we've just been introduced into. We haven't of course actually had any of it, so we'll see here in a moment. But this apparently is brewed out of Oskar Blues Brewery out of Longmont, Colorado. And it is a one batch drop, meaning these guys, where we get it, they only get a couple of cases once a year, and that's it. Like, that's how much, and then they'll sell out, and then
they're done until they get their next shipment next year.
Yeah. So this is now I can't say that it's like that with all distributors, but that's just the way that the people that we are now buying from, who seem, again, like my valuable partner said, they seem very knowledgeable about just a really broad range of microbrews and really unique breweries that we had really no concept of. Like, we have a thirst for knowledge and a thirst to do and be involved, but we don't have the time, and we don't have, an establishment in which we can just explore everything.
Yeah, no, that would make things infinitely easier. But we're working with what we got, and we're finding places to get our knowledge. So we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah. All right. Shall we?
Yeah. Also, I'd like to say that this is our very first brew from a can.
Right.
Whew. Yeah, got a little bit of bite on that scent to it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pouring it in a glass because I'm kind of a snob like that. And it was also recommended to put it in a glass as opposed to keeping it in the can. Yeah, and it is dark and thick. Holy crap. First impression over there?
Maple rum.
Ooh.
Maple rum, raisins, tail ends chocolate, but that's just gonna, it's gonna be that way. It's either gonna be coffee or it's gonna be chocolate or it's gonna be both. Tail ends, beautiful. Front end was really cool. Had a very, that rum punch to it. Right there at the beginning.
Kind of a spicy beginning.
Yeah.
Now that did pour, and at first I wasn't sure. I was pouring beer into my glass. It looked a little closer to used motor oil.
It does. It does. I've quenched a lot of years worth of blades in used motor oil, and that's about the consistency of it when I pour it. So gonna back you up on that one.
Yeah, I'm picking up more of the coffee flavor, but again, as I stated in a previous episode, that's just how I taste it. Nice thick head on there. I could probably drop a bottle cap on there and have it float.
Rum, raisin. That's what, it doesn't taste like rum per se, but that's the first thing it made me think of because of spiced rum. Is a lot like what you've got right there, that front edge of thickness, and it's got some really deep sweet to it, which is not the bitter that normally you find with stouts. And one of the things that stouts are known for is just how bitter they are most of the time.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be incredibly bitter.
No.
And I'm actually appreciative of that. The coffee back end flavor, I'll always just shrug past it.
Mm.
But it's not bad. I was expecting. I mean, I don't know if I was expecting it to be bad out of a can. I don't know. I've seen some beers, and usually the stereotype is if it comes in a can, it's probably not the best.
There's been often. What was the saying? If it doesn't come out of glass, it doesn't sit on my ass or something.
There's some obscure phrasing, of course.
Yeah, it was very specific of. And well, I remember being, even to this day, like still very snobby. Even cheap beers, I will not drink out of a can. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But
I
don't know why. Like, conceptually, isn't this a can is going to be closer to what it's going to taste like out of a draft, out of a keg?
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah, because you're going to have the oxidization with the metals. So, I think kegs should be aluminum. So you're going to end up with the aluminum keg.
Yeah,
it's going to oxidize.
Surgical stainless. Yeah.
And it's going to oxidize, and then you're going to end up with essentially the same.
Excuse me, food grade stainless. Yeah.
You're going to end up with essentially the same oxidization from the can.
Okay.
Now, this is a 10.5% alcohol, which is actually where it gets its name, 10 Fidy, from.
Yeah, that's in fact that's what the guide said specifically was that's where it got the name from. It wasn't just a coincidence. I don't know if they make other beers.
They should, since it's a larger brewing company, I would guess. They had at least enough money to be an LLC.
Mouthfeel, consistency,
closer to the Guinness. Mm-hmm. Really close to the Guinness. I wouldn't be able to drink many of these and not end up full.
Yeah,
but then again, it's 10.5% by volume, so you don't need many of these to get toasty either. Yeah. So,
how much was the 4-pack for Oklahoma local? It's going to be
15 and change.
15 and change. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely not something that you're gonna just idly get lit on the weekends. That's for
no. This is definitely closer to the more. I'm looking for a particular night that I want something that's going to taste good. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to eat a bunch before it, and I still want to get a little saucy.
Yeah.
So that fills a rather good niche right there, because I know some people that go out just looking to get a little saucy on something with flavor. So if that's what you're looking for, this would be something to look into grabbing, and don't just snub canned beers apparently anymore.
Yeah, that is damn not bad. Mm-mm. Still getting that front end of maple.
Yeah. That maple front goes way quick, though. That's something I do have to say. So if that's the main flavor that you're hearing us repeat, other than just the spice, it's there and then it's gone.
Yeah.
You would almost have to continuously drink this to keep that maple flavor in your mouth.
Yeah, which would end up being. I'm not a maple person. I don't like bacon. I like a little bit of maple syrup on pancakes or something, but I don't generally eat them now all that much. So if it was just like straight maple or maple beer of some type, I would already be off the mark. So just saying that, yeah, there's a little maple front to it, it's not a bad thing. It in no way is overpowering.
No.
It's much more of a gateway taste, per se. Is there anything non-beer that you want to speak about?
The can we usually talk about a little bit more in depth. We kind of brushed over this one rather quickly. It's a really simplistic black and I guess white, but it's really just the aluminum can itself.
The can color.
Yeah, it's just the aluminum. They didn't put any additional colorings, which for Hef and I is kind of one of those things that'll prevents us from shying away from it, where we always feel that they're trying to push the artwork more than the actual beverage.
Gimmicky.
Yeah, they're going for more of a gimmicky, but the person at that place said at
Be more specific.
That one guy at the thing, Bob.
With the hair.
Yeah, he had something on this region. Told us about the clown shoes. We've always seen the clown shoe brand, and we always think, wow, that looks really cool. That looks really gamer friendly, tabletop gamer friendly. Mm-hmm. And we're like, can't quite bring ourselves to grab those bottles because we're shying away from the artwork. Burpful too, I've noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I tasted the olives.
Yeah. But so we're gonna really try and branch out here soon on our flavorings and try, I guess, some of those more gimmicky looking bottles.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that we have some more professional input.
Yeah.
From people actually in the industry. Yeah, I think we're at least going to start being more informed. So I don't know where that's going to go. I will say that yes, it reminds me a lot of like the 40s and 50s beer cans.
Yeah,
and how they just basically had the logo and colors.
Would you like to try it from the glass?
Yeah, I think that is just about the same time actually that we need to.
I already.
Oh, you said?
Yeah, I already sipped from my.
Oh, okay. The maple and like northern spices. There's even like a hint of like pine pitch or something in there. It's really makes me think of like mountains and cold climates and stuff like that. It's probably because we've been talking about Colorado, but it has a good synergy, a good enough taste synergy to a place, to a loci.
Yeah,
that works. I like that. I don't like the mouthfeel really all that great. Like
out of the glass as opposed to out of the can.
Yeah. It I think because the can mouth kind of restricts it.
Yeah, a little bit. This allows it to really pour into the mouth.
Well, any other last bits before we want to do close out?
No, I think we got it.
Okay. Question number 1. Would you buy 1050? And how far would you go to get it?
Yeah, I think I would buy this particular brew for my personal drinking. I don't know if I would. Yeah, I would probably go a little bit out of my way to get it.
If I was stocking a stouts library, I would absolutely go a little bit out of my way, maybe a little bit more than just out of my way, to be able to add this, especially considering this is a what did he call it? A single drop batch?
Yeah, if I was trying to stock up on a bunch of stuff that I knew was a single drop, yeah, I would probably go out of my way for this one. So I would have a selection at the house. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Just a house, and you have in your house a refrigerator completely separate from your standard food refrigerator, just with a plethora of beer.
All right. Question number 2. Would you use this beer to distinguish your opinions or your tastes to a stranger or a friend?
I don't think I would. That it would be really easy for someone who doesn't know how, or let me back up on that one, who doesn't have a developed palate, a really well developed palate, even just for basic foods, to be able to pull the different flavors that are in there. They're going to get the bitter, or they're going to get the heavy hit right off the bat. They're going to get the spice, and they'll probably get the coffee chocolate flavor. But beyond the piney peat and the maple, that subtle sweet that flows in there, you're probably just be lost on them.
Okay. So it's not like some of the other beers that we've come across. It's definitely not a starter beer.
No, it's definitely not a starter beer. Now, if I was talking to someone that was more comfortable with their palate and a little better trained, And when I say trained, I just mean that someone that sits down and eats something and then thinks about what they just put in their mouth more than just food. This tastes food. This tastes good. But actually think about what the flavors are that going across their tongue.
Okay.
I would then just bring it out for them.
Question 3. Would you take this to a group setting and or would you sell this at your establishment?
Small group settings are always going to be a high on my list of yeses because I'm always willing to share what I've got for my brew.
So dinner party, yes. House party, no.
Yeah. Dinner party, yes. House party, no. Like a restaurant style establishment, I would have a little harder time putting it out there because you would easily overpower a lot of meals in flavor.
And even then, you'd have trouble finding a distributor that would be able to give it to you
in bulk.
Right, in a regular. It would be something that you'd be able to advertise as one shot. You know, hey, we've got this. You know, it's like those kitschy chalkboards that you'll have someone do some art on. Say, here we have these limited time. But yeah, it wouldn't be something that you could use as you're known for having this consistent.
Yeah, if I was running a pub style establishment where food was on the menu but wasn't the primary source of income, then they would definitely be more likely to have it. But again, it would still be on like the chalkboard of, hey, these are our limited times. So I think that about wraps us up on this one.
Yeah, it does. That's all of our normal questions. I would have to say that I'm very pleased with this stout. It's not what I expected. It's an amazing bridge. It's almost like with what the oatmeal stout was, and with what Old Rasputin stout. It's almost like in between. Yeah. Because it takes the non-bitter of the oatmeal stout that we had, and the kick in the teeth and the complexity of the flavors from Old Rasputin, and kind of puts them in much more interesting marriage with what they have here. So I'm really quite pleased. I would absolutely personally buy this, but I'm kind of a stouts guy. So
yeah.
So
that's the 1050 Imperial Stout by Oskar Blues Brewery. Yeah. Good job, Ozark.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.